Good morning, Buff Duck Racing. We're starting today off at the track. It's pretty early, just getting a little morning sesh going. Gonna be taking it easy, so nothing's too extraordinary. But stay tuned, I'll see what kind of footage I can get and what I can get other people to record me. And I'll record other people, and let's just see how it goes. All right, boys, we're just shredding along, and check this out. Look who showed up to the track. Hey, buddy. It's a big old painted turtle. I'm gonna go let him go by the creek. His shell is super dry, so I'm gonna let him go right here in the water. Have a good one, bud. There he goes. Out to the creek he goes. Whew, that was pretty sick. Back to shredding, eh?
Hey, diamonds flashy like a Kodak. I'm popping another Prozac. These lyrics do not sit well, strapping right below my low back. Don't know that I know that you see Gucci on my Kodak. So you miss me, I don't go at the same time. You never go back. I don't give a damn what you all about. 1, 2, can't you say it? I'ma make you all around. I'm a hit, I'm unique, I'm a all about. I'ma make you feel regret for the pain I brought about. Every single day doing it, repeating when they see me. I know I've been doing it increasingly to people in the city. I dominate so easily. If you were talking money, there was no way of pleasing me. Get out my face, y'all catch what say. Mike Tyson make you feel it. Infinite pain, but if y'all say so, then I might just live it back. Don't matter if I spend 100 racks because I make it back.
There we go.
I get it back. Make sure to keep it lifted like any track. I get it back. I get it back once again. Thinking you're losing, fucking your friends. Thinking you're losing, fucking again. Slipping out my face for some man. Oh shit, I ain't moving again. Oh shit, I ain't moving again. 50K times 2 for a best. Getting paid just to blow it again. Being the goal, I do it the best. Just like a robber, I came with the best. 24 killing all over my chest. Got a back, hanging off on my neck, and I know for a fact you're making it next. And I'm sure they confess that I'm making it check, but I'm not here to make, so I got me to flex. Whoa. Get out my face, y'all catch this fake. Mike Tyson make you feel it. Turn infinite pain, but if y'all say something, I might just give it back. Back, run it back. It don't matter if I spend a.
There you go, bud.
Oh, thanks, man. My bike, it's not running for some reason. I was thinking about doing this air-cooled transmission conversion, you know? Oh, look at that, bud. I'm not sure why it's running. I found this. I think this goes somewhere up here, like right there. And I was thinking, I saw this hole. I was thinking just a little bit of tape. A little bit of tape to do her up good. Yeah, you got a knife.
Oh yeah, I got you.
Oh, it's never mind. Patch her up. Look at that. It's basically new, dude. I mean, honestly, oil is kind of overrated, and so are rods. So I was thinking I'd do the weight reduction edition factory.
Oh, boy.
Factory.
Whoa, dirty screen. Just wrapping things up here at Jackson's track, the Phelps compound. I'm gonna head home, get something to eat, get something to drink, and I'll catch you guys whenever I pick the camera up again. All right, homies, we're out here doing a road ride. We got the old Blaster and the Honda and the Yami. Okay. About to shred it up. Well, boys, it's about time for an oil change again. And you know what? I even went over 1.4 hours. So let's get this done. Plus these bolts right here. So we had to put zip ties in. They've been working so far. Alright, so we took the drain plug out, took the filter out. Well, it's like a screen mesh. Then we took the oil filter out, cleaned everything off, threw the oil filter away, getting everything cleaned up. Gonna slap the new oil filter back in, then fill her up with 1.1 quarts. Crack open the air box, see what the filter looks like. Still looking pretty clean. I actually just put a brand new one in a few days, or well, not a few days ago, but about 2 hours ago on the bike, so still looking pretty nice for the filter.
Two-faced, different ratings, but I feel like I'm invaders in. Hit myself for 24 hours, my dictatorship. You don't care about knowledge, but I research what I major in. You just care about money, how much coming, I'm a paper tip. Wait, tell them about my sin, I'm not safe. Wonder why I hate this place, not okay. Think of all the times as a kid we used to play Space Invaders, GameCube, shit like every day. Didn't eat fatigue, back on football with the team. Come and shoot on PS3, my trigger finger BO3. We
Alright boys, just finished up the oil change, finished up the evening sesh. It was alright, wasn't the best. Got some pretty cool clips, something a little bit different with that like chest to bar raise thing. But tomorrow is Tuesday, also known as upload day. But also, I'm not done with the video, so blaster day tomorrow. I'm gonna get a little bit of content. I'm not too sure what exactly I'll do, but you'll see it here in about a second. When I had bought this blaster, I don't know if you know or not, you might know if you're following, but it did not have a grab bar. So the previous owner had broken it off. So we're left with these two little nubs and the mounting frames. So I'm gonna attempt to build another grab bar without welding. I don't know how strong it's gonna be because I'll show you what I'm making it out of. And then I'm just gonna bend it to the ways and then flatten the end so we can screw it in. It's gonna be more of a temporary fix and not a permanent one. For my permanent bar, I'll definitely do a video on it, but I am gonna weld one. We have our welder here and just a lot of extra steel. So I'm gonna use that extra steel and make a super strong grab bar. But for this video, I'm just gonna show you how I'm gonna make one temporarily without using any like big tools. This is what's left of the last one. We're gonna keep these as a template for the next bar. So for the design, I'm making it out of this pipe that we had laying around. It's just a steel pipe and I'm gonna cut it to a length. I'm not too sure yet, I'll figure that out. And then I'm gonna bend it and I'll show you how I do it. So from the mounting point, we want it to come out probably to about the 11-inch mark. So I'll mark 11 inches times 2 for the other side and then see how wide it is. It is also like another 11 inches. So 11 inches times 3 and that's how long we'll make our bar. So the 33-inch mark is where we should have ended up, but I'm gonna give it to 35 just for good measure so we don't have to cut twice. So right here, 35 inches. We'll just mark that roughly and then cut it right there. The only tools you should need for this is an angle grinder to cut the steel, a hammer to bend the steel, and a drill to drill the holes for the mounting position. That should be about it, just those 3 tools, but we'll see how it goes from there. So I've got it cut. The edges are a little bit rough, so what I'm gonna do is just sand it on one of the grinders real quick. You can just use sandpaper. So now I'm gonna mark that 11 inches on both sides. And then we're gonna bend it here and here. There's many ways you can go about bending the 2 spots, but I'm trying to get as exact as possible, so I'm using my press and this little ball that I'm gonna put right here and then press down to bend that angle. So as I'm pressing that ball down, it's lifting the 2 sides up, creating that angle. Again, you could probably do this with a hammer though. So I'm gonna leave it there and then I'm gonna do the rest with the vise after I get this angle. Now we've got this pipe that's bent. I'm gonna do the rest of the bending on the vise. Got one side, now let's do the other. So now we have the two sides all bent in that 90 degree, and it should fit right in here once we're done with it. But as you can see on these guys, the mounting points are flat. So how we're gonna make these flat is we're gonna measure it with the old brackets, and I'll give out the measurements, and then we're gonna draw a line with our Sharpie and bend it flat in that position with the hammer. So the measurement of this flat part is 3.5 inches. So we're just gonna do 3.5 inches on each side of this bar, and inside that 3.5, make it flat so we can drill these holes. So I've got one side done, one side flat, one side still round. The easiest way that I found to make that flat part is to line your 3.5 inches up with a vise and then just crank it down, and it squishes it perfectly like this. So now we have our grab bar with the two flat pieces that will then slide into there, and it holds like that. So the next step is to drill holes for the bolts. So the easiest way that I'm going to do this is, again, take these old mounting brackets, just line them up and use the Sharpie to make the holes, and then drill them, and I'll give out the dimensions. So the dimensions on the stock one is about, let's just say about 1/4 inch till the first hole, and then you have the first hole, and then from the first to the second hole is about 2 inches in between here until you make the second hole. So a 2-inch gap starting out with a 1/4 inch gap on the top, if that makes sense. 2 inches in between your two holes is really all you need to know. And then I've got them marked on here, and we'll just drill them through. I'm gonna be using the 5/16 size drill bit to make the holes. One thing that I had forgotten to mention is you can't build it straight like this, because when you go to put it on, you have that gap right there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to bend this side farther in, and then we'll just correct it by bending this back. So now we have this side straight and this one at an angle going in. Now to make this piece straight, we're gonna put the vise right here and bend it straight to correct itself. So now we have that angle, but the end piece is still straight. Let's see if it'll fit now. After tweaking it just a little bit more and getting these angles perfect, it lines up and it's ready to be bolted up. Let's take a look at what it looks like once I get these 4 screws in. So all the bolts went in pretty smoothly. I got these two here, this one here, but I cannot get the one for the exhaust. It's like the exhaust isn't lining up. The bolt and the frame are lining up, but the exhaust is not. It looks like someone actually drilled another hole at one point, but neither the stock or the already drilled one are lining up. Other than that though, the grab bar is on. You can lift up the whole back with it. It may not be the most permanent or sturdy thing, but let's see how long it lasts me. I'm gonna do some wheelies. I've been really wanting to do some stand-up wheelies, but I just haven't been able to yet because there's never been a grab bar. But let's see what this guy can do. I can't wait. Super stoked on this new bar. I think I'm almost out of gas, so we better hurry up with this test trial of the new bar. It worked. Oh yeah. Man, she's not idling. I don't know why, but the grab bar works. I'll see if I can get some other shots of me without the GoPro in my mouth, but it holds up and it's actually super strong. So if you guys are like me and you broke off or you lost your grab bar, an easy way to make one is to just get some pipe, some steel pipe from the like Home Depot or somewhere, bend the sides, look at the dimensions that I put on, and bolt it up. Hopefully you have the original bolts. If not, you can find those bolts pretty easily. I'm gonna do a whole bunch more tests to really see how strong this thing is, but until then, hey, it definitely passed for the wheelie test and the pickup test. I just hope it holds on for a lot longer. I don't have the bolt that's by the exhaust, but hey, I think it's still very strong. In the end, really the only tools that you need is a hacksaw, a hammer, and a drill. Other than that, I use some other tools just to make this process go a little bit faster, but it will work with those 3 right there. I'm kind of liking it actually. I wish I did this earlier, but I'll continue to put it through test and see what this thing is capable of. That's gonna wrap it up for this week's video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Please leave a like, leave a comment down below, spread the word. Buff Duck Racing to 1,000 subscribers. Let's hit this. Anyways, I'll see you next Tuesday. Thanks for watching. Later.